Well, give me your thoughts, mate.
United are back. United are back to being the weak mentality brothers that we knew that can be. What did Alfie say? Reverting back to type. We reverted back to type today. We had a chance to go back top of the league against a team that we should be easily beating. Slow, languid passing. No one's up for the fight. No one wants to be the guy that make something happen. Listen, I've defended Martial so much, yeah, but as the season got on, he's gotten worse. He had a little patch, where he was looking like he was coming back in form. No, it was all lies. He has shown to me that he doesn't have the mentality to play for Manchester United. You can't perform well one season because you're the main guy, and then as soon as a little competition in Cavani comes, you start to carry away again. That's not good enough. Martial needs a whole bench to the end of the season, and then we need to see what go on in the summer because that is not good enough from him. You know how much I love that brother. You know how much I love this team and these players. But it's today was disgraceful. What kind of defending is that?
Sheffield United, you know.
What kind of defending is that?
I've been bringing up Martial. I've been tweeting about it. I've been mentioning it in the group chat. Let's not wait until something like this happens before we start having the conversation. Now I see you all have the motivation to talk about Martial. I did foresee this. I did say this was going to happen. He has 3 goals after 20 Premier League matches. By the way, Sheffield United are the worst team in Premier League history after 19 games.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Not just this season, in Premier League history.
Yeah, worse than Derby.
20 games, this man has 3 goals. Just 3. That's pathetic. His conversion rate is below 10%. Do people know how bad that is?
No, and do you know what, bruv? It's not even for me. When it comes to Anthony Martial, the conversion rate element and not scoring goals is one thing. Beyond that is his play. The amount of times he went for the 1-2s today and the 1-2s didn't come off. He loses possession. Every time he tried to trap the ball, there's no strength there. And KJ called it absolutely right. Anthony Martial, I'm going to say it, maybe not as a winger. We'll see what he does when he goes back to wide left. But as a number 9, he's a fair weather player. When there's no one challenging him for the position, he's flying. He's on fire. Soon as someone comes in and takes his number, boo-hoo, he can't play. And he got away with it last time because no one like Jose. They had the number excuse. I so wish they didn't take away his number when Zlatan came in because they were, that took his, like he was Medusa. Who's the guy with the hair? Is it Samuel? He cut his hair off and he lost all his powers.
Samson.
There we go. I don't read the Bible, but you know what I mean? Like he's like Samson. You take away his number 9 and he loses all his mystical powers. No, he bottled it because he doesn't like competition. He hasn't got the minerals to make it at Manchester United, in my opinion. That's why when we were linked with Haaland last January, there was outrage by Martial FC because they knew. They were like, Haaland's better, innit? If he comes in, that's my number 9 moved out of his position, and he should be good enough to score goals and perform well against Sheffield United. The problem I have with Martial, there's been no good. For me, I can't even off the top of my head think of an outstanding performance from him all season, let alone a body of work. And he should be criticised in the same way that we've gone after the Maguire. When Maguire had that 4 or 5 game period where he was doing badly, the world called for him to be dropped. Where's the energy for Martial? It's just an embarrassment to me. Bits and bobs. What's your thoughts on Martial? I'm not saying he's the only reason we lost today, but he ain't performing all season. Is it about time Cavani became the starter at Manchester United in that number 9 position?
I think, actually, wait a minute. Yeah, so what? It's your boy, Bits and Bobs. But I'm not really in the mood, Terry. Cavani, it's not even a question anymore. It's about he shouldn't start a centre-forward. He's not a centre-forward. A man that should be self-isolating has just bullied him, okay? A man that should be self-isolating has just bullied him, okay, at centre-back. Phil Jagielka just basically told him early on, you're in a game. You got hit. What are you going to do? Get up and do something about it or not? He was chucked around like an empty tracksuit, okay? Literally, my wife has punched me harder than he got hit today. He wasn't interested. All this drifting wide he does, stop it. You're the centre forward. Give my 2 central midfielders something to hit, okay? Stop wandering left to take it on the back and then to pass it sideways. You do nothing. You're my centre forward. People were talking about Terrace, yeah? How can Terrace cross the ball if your centre forward is 5 yards standing beside you? What is going on? What are you doing to me right now? Do you know what, yeah? to answer your question, Terry, Cavani should start. We've seen the difference. As soon as the first ball went in, we saw the movement. Don't chat to me about Martial FC, Martial propaganda. He's not doing the business, yeah? He's not playing well. So you know what happens? He sits on the bench, okay? He drinks the Lucozades. He gets the chocolates in for the boys. That's all he should be doing right now. Because on the pitch right now, he's doing nothing. Me, you lot are giving more for Man United than he is right now. What is he doing for me? How can a whole Phil Jagielka bully you? What are you talking about? What? I'm looking at him like, are you serious right now? Like, real talk. What are you doing here? And he never came off. Do you know what? Taking Greenwood off is a bottle job move. It's
I didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with taking Greenwood off.
No one's going to go after him.
Front three.
Martial, the whole fan base are going to go rat-a-tat-tat. Shut your mouth. He done nothing. And he's been doing nothing all season. Look who has just came to our home yard and bullied us. Flipping, oh my God, Phil Jagielka has just bullied Tony Martial. How is that even possible? Cavani should start right now. Or do you know what? Go out and buy a centre forward. Period.
Can I say? Obviously, I'm not the host of the show. It's not my show. If Terry wants this to be the topic, Martial is not the reason we lost the game alone.
No,
Martial alone. No. Listen, one second. I'm not saying you're saying that, but obviously it's been mentioned. I don't have an issue with it being mentioned. But when other players get mentioned when we drop points, we've said on this show we can't be putting it down to one player here or there. In terms of us winning the title. Yeah. Martial has to do better because you cannot go for a season and win a title with your striker scoring next to no goals. I mean, I know City are doing a madness right now about striker, but we ain't got that. We can't do that. So in respect to the season, 100% Martial has to be heavily criticised. But what I personally don't want is this to become a Martial bashing.
I've never did it. So I want to go to Cam here. Cam, have your say on this, but I want to hear what you've got to say. Then we're going to start taking calls from the public. Cam, go for it, bro.
So... I mean, I'm not trying not to echo too much, but like, there's a few things I want to talk about that we can't let a few things off the hook. And Ollie is one who I'll back Ollie to the end, but I think he got one thing wrong today. I understand playing your strongest team or playing stronger teams, but there is a time for players like Mata. There is a time to bring in a Donny van de Beek, and this was the time. Rashford was walking out there sometimes, and I'm not saying it's because he didn't have the heart. And the guys, it happens. You get tired. Your body gets tired. And this man was walking out there at times, and you could see it, the drain in the players because they've been pushing hard. Look at how hard they've had to play to get to where we're at right now. You know, we were never going to go unbeaten. We were at 13 unbeaten. It was going to happen at some point. It's a shame it happened today. Don't get me wrong, because it's the worst team in the league. But I ain't going to lie. I'm going to be positive about it in the sense that I'd rather it happen against Sheffield United than against Arsenal, straight up. Mm-hmm. Last time we took a bad loss, what happened? Mm-hmm. We went 13 unbeaten. So let's see what their mentality is going to be after this game, because this was a real bad loss. And I do believe Ollie got it wrong, and I think he did make mistakes by not bringing in guys early. And I think he let the foul that was not a foul get to him too. Too many of the players, they let that get in their head. Okay, cool, move on. You know what? It should have been a goal. But those players couldn't let that go. Only one that could was Maguire, because Maguire came back and responded. Martial, I own his shirt. You all know it. But at this point, Jackie Grealish looked nice on that left-hand side and has the mentality and has the strength and has that. You can see it when he plays. Martial's looking too soft out there now. He's looking too soft out there. He's looking too soft, and Greenwood shouldn't have came on. I said it in the group chat, and when Dan messaged me, he said, I don't think we're going to win it. Yeah, Mr. Positivity, but know what I said to him? You guys know I like to bet a little bit here and there. I was ready to hit that United go down 1-0, and I stopped myself. You know why? Because I looked at the players on the pitch today and I said, these guys don't have it right now. They don't have it. So I was happy when Cavani came in at the 65th minute. I disagree with you guys with saying he has to start every game, because I just don't think he can. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I just think at 33 years old, like,
but then you provide a scenario. You provide a scenario where you utilize him, where you start him, win the game in the first half, win the game within the hour, then you take him off.
I agree with that. That's fair. But what I'm saying is you have to be careful with him. So if you have
the best chance to win the game.
But this is the thing. But that's what I mean. Instead of starting, fine, if you're going to start Cavani every game, but then you got to find different.
Do you know what I would say? You know what I would say to that, Cam? What I would say is this: today's the days where you do start Martial. My fear is, though, that Martial's dropped these performances on the regs this year. And then we'll have a big game and he starts. And you think, okay, well, why is Cavani not? For me now, in my view, I'd say for the next 5 to 10 games, when you look at Man United's fixtures ahead, Arsenal being one of them, Cavani has to start.
Yeah,
When we are
100%.
against the bottom 6, bottom 7, then I would start Martial in that position and expect him to perform still. My issue is he's dropping these kind of performances and he's straight back in the team again. And Cavani's movement is better. Now, he didn't quite come off for him today, but when he came on, you saw the movement. He made runs towards balls, and they defended very, very well, Sheffield United, and I'll give him credit for that. It has to be dropped for me. It has to be dropped.
But one thing, Terry, like we all know, we've seen this now, and I know part of the reason we pick stronger teams against Sheffield United because they like to hit guys. They like to, and Bitz called it. Martial took one hit early and was done. So I think this is where Ollie's got to look at a game like, okay, Sheffield United in the rain. Martial doesn't have the minerals for it, and I guess he should be starting these games, but he just doesn't have the minerals. So at this point, put in a Mata. I'd rather little Mata, who has all the fight in the world, go out there, who's going to play his heart out and create, because he creates against these teams. It's just like, use your team in that sense, because I get it.
I totally agree. Last point, KJ, and then we're going to go to the calls of the viewers, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, everyone knows how much I have affection for Martial, but this issue he has mentally right now is not good for Manchester United. I said on the group chat, I would give Martial another season to prove himself. If not, then we have to look at moving on. That today showed me that that's too long. He has the rest of the season. He has the rest of the season to try and recover what he's done. Otherwise, it's curtains, unfortunately. Also, we have to move on. Right now, I'd rather sit him down on the bench and literally, if Cavani's not playing well or we need a backup striker, I'd rather see Greenwood play there. And if we need a backup right winger, I'd rather see Dan James play. And I don't like Dan James. But that's how poorly he's doing. What is Dan James going to do that's worse than Martial at this point?
Do you know that, KJ?
So,
do you know that?
And obviously, Diallo is still ready to come. And if Diallo hits form, Martial, you got to look out. You got to ute them. You got ute.
And do you know what?
Coming for your spot.
Like AJ, what we're saying. Rashford is being played out of position. Rashford having a really good season on the left. They keep moving him out onto the right to try and bring Anthony Martial alive. It isn't happening. As you say, give Dan James a go. Diallo's here more so. Give him an opportunity now, Ollie. Maybe not start him against Arsenal or anything mad like that, but give him an opportunity to play, because Martial is a problem in that front three right now because we're trying to accommodate him and he isn't delivering for me. You were going to say something?